Fucking diva.
Oh hell yes, it's time, bitches! It's Valkyrie time!
Yeah!
I died.
What?
Yeah! Get some! Oh, I died.
It's so hard to work. It's so hard to
BROverwatch
work
in a
out whether what
nutshell,
just happened to
people.
you is good or not.
Hey everyone, welcome back. It's another episode of BROverwatch. I'm your friend, your pal, Carl Anker. And I'm just here to say welcome, and I'm hoping you're having a good week.
Thank you. I am Duncan. I am the People's Locator. I am your sworn enemy, and the last face you see before you fall asleep.
They got dark.
I didn't say it was in a bad way.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. I'm Jimmy Drew. The last thought as you fall asleep, even though you're seeing Duncan's face, because you can't tell us apart.
Hey, it's JP, John Partridge. I am on a PlayStation 4 playing Overwatch this week, so I'm halfway there.
Hey, what level are you
It's an
now,
exciting
JP?
development.
What level are you now, JP?
I'm level 5.
Do you feel good about it?
No, because I feel like I am, what's
so
the
much
word?
hard
I'm
work.
smurfing.
So this week, I want to try something a bit different, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, then hooray! I was correct and right, and you can never argue with me again. Instead of picking a single topic, in the interest of kind of keeping things a bit more sustainable, because, you know, we went down a list, and there's only so many things we can kind of go over, and we'll probably recycle a lot of topics if we go down that road. In the interest of just kind of keeping things a bit loosey-goosey, I thought we'd just talk about what is on our minds.
How is everyone this morning? Because everyone sounds bad in different ways.
Yeah.
What? I'm good. I'm fresh. I am peppy. I've had a coffee. I had a good night's sleep, and I was not drunk last night. So fuck you.
Hang on, did you say you're Peppy? Have I located Peppy's? I've located one of the Peppies. This is amazing.
Duncan,
He's right
Duncan
there.
is leaving the show now. His purpose.
I have,
when you don't have a structure? Do you see what
I'll tell you
happens
what.
when you don't have a structure?
This is
I
very
have
much
one that
not
helps you
a
there.
no structure problem. This is an existing problem.
I do have a
So
bottle
how-
of Pepsi.
Exactly. Jamie, how are you this morning? You sound sleepy.
I'm very sleepy.
Carl, how are you this morning?
I'm okay. I played rugby yesterday, scored, won.
Yeah.
Although I hurt my ankle, and I'm a little bit concerned about that. I went to one of my grandma's birthday party, and there was like 100 of us because we have a big family. It was kind of lit.
Damn.
So your
That sounds
ankle
amazing.
hurts today. Is that because of the rugby or because of your grandma's birthday party? 'Cause it sounds like it was wild.
It could be either or.
All of the
I was
above.
running on uneven ground, and I tweaked it, and then I was walking home after the rugby game, and just like walked on some uneven pavement, and it hurt so much.
So you broke yourself on the way home from sports.
Maybe.
Man, you're bad at sports.
Might have done.
That's intense. I'm very
How are you doing,
hungover
Jamie?
Because
I said
Jamie.
Jamie.
Did we do Jamie? I think we did
Yeah,
Jamie.
we did,
didn't we?
Jamie.
He didn't do it well. Like, I'm not saying it was a vintage bit, but we
can't-
had a go. Jamie, if you want another go at it,
I don't know what I could add. Look, guys, they can't. And by guys, I mean both you lads and the viewers. They can't all be winners. They can't all be winners.
But,
Sometimes I'm just sleepy. So I had a shoot yesterday, and there was wine involved, as there usually is, because I'm a dang professional. But also, I've just been drinking a bit lately, and it's been fucking with my sleep
I've
patterns.
been drinking too much lately as well.
It's just that I don't.
Sorry.
It's just the last few days I've just been drinking a lot of wine. Like we had to record a podcast twice, my partner and I, the other night, which was
Oh yeah.
deeply
It's a really good
irritating.
podcast.
Thank you. We have a lot on
That's
our minds
good.
lately. Carl just started a new job. Carl's going through some life changes. So is Duncan. And JP
I
is,
ended
you know,
my job.
not hungover, and fuck that guy. So
I too drank, and it was
God,
a
we're
bad
so
decision.
cool.
I actually, yeah, I was meant to go to a birthday party, which it turned out was the next week, and then I just ended up going to the pub with my friend. But I stupidly thought I would finish the wine I already had before going out to save money, and I just ended up buying more drinks, which is a terrible way to live your life. I would say.
Yeah.
But the drinking thing is interesting. So,
It is.
what would you say? Like, do you find your drinking increases when you're having a bad time, or decreases, or how would you say there is a correlation there to the floor?
Carl sounds like he's about to say something. I'm not sure.
Wait, what was the question?
Do
my drinking
you
increase
find
when
your
I'm stressed
drinking
out?
goes up or down if you're having a bad time? Yeah.
I mean, anyway, sometimes. I spent 3 months this year, so I didn't drink from January 5th up until St. Patrick's Day. I had no alcohol. And I slept better. I saved loads of money. I was really productive because I could come back from the pub at 9 rather than stay until 11 because the night gets away from me. I was a lot more punctual. And look, there are a lot of benefits from not drinking that yes, is absolutely cool. And once you get over the initial hump of thinking you need a drink, because our friend Will Donovan, aka Tomlin, the greatest wrestler of the London Lucha League
of all time, yes.
Absolutely.
He is teetotal, and he says half the time you think you need a drink in a bar or a pub or a party, what you just need is a glass for your hand, a prop.
Yeah,
true.
And I got over that hump. I went to a couple parties while sober. I did a couple house parties where I just walked around with a packet of Jaffa cakes. That's cool.
I had the same problem when
Jaffa cakes, man. Jaffa cakes are great.
I had the same problem when I quit
right?
smoking every time I quit smoking. Which obviously there were many of them those times. Carrot sticks I used to kind of gravitate to.
My rules are I don't have much alcohol at home, if ever. Do I have alcohol at home? So I don't come home and have a drink. If I'm drinking, I'm doing it in a social situation, in a bar or a pub. I tried to barely drink throughout the week. I used to be when I was an intern especially, and I was just like, ugh, I'm bored. I used to finish work and go straight to the pub and have solo pints, which is not great.
Solo pints, this is danger.
Yeah.
I've changed from that.
As long as you're not having it in your cornflakes every morning, I think you're fine, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I like a solo pint. Like, it's some of the only times I really get to read now I don't have a commute.
I was going to say, I have to be doing something with my hands when having a solo pint. I absolutely will not be talking to people that I don't know.
No,
and I think that applies to almost every situation. And it's one of the only ways in which I identify as British.
Do you not even talk to the barman?
Absolutely don't want to talk to people. I'll talk to the barman when I'm requesting a drink. No. I'll talk to them.
You fulfill a transaction.
Yeah, I'm about to say, once the transaction is complete, then our business is done here. And also,
And he ceases to exist.
I don't flatter myself in thinking that I'm the most interesting person at the bar that I'm currently at. Like, I will let the barman go and talk to someone else. Maybe one of those old people with stories. I don't have any stories.
I long to be that
I also
kind of
don't want to
person.
recount any stories. Like, I don't want to go to a bar and tell the same stories all the time. That's why I have to give up dating sometimes for 6 months in a row. It's purely because I'm bored of my own stories.
Oh, fuck you with a job.
That's the only reason why you give up on dating?
No, it is not. And I'm glad you said that because I was going to do that. No, there are many reasons why I regularly need to give up dating for 6 months at a time. Most of which is self-preservation. Like my family who are still alive are not alcoholics at all. They've never really had a problem with alcohol, but there was very much a problem in the generation before, and I sometimes worry it's a combination of one, not learning from the past, but also letting them down from the example they set to me, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Is that just a good separate bit that we can cut around and just include?
Why do you drink?
Because
Social lubricant.
Social lubricant is absolutely the number one. The only situation in which it's weird actually because I've started I end up going to a lot of solo gigs because I keep buying tickets for shows I think other people want to go to, and they don't always, and that's fine. But I found I don't need to drink at gigs anymore. Like I don't really drink at a gig unless for some reason there is if there's a social situation beforehand, or it's one that we're quite excited about getting raucous and shouting each other's faces, then I'll have a couple of drinks at that one. But for a solo gig, I will just have a Red Bull, and sort of lightly bop on my heels in place.
You drink a lot of energy drinks though as well.
I drink too many
And
energy
that
drinks.
might be its own
that's
separate
bad.
category of thing.
Unfortunately, I like the taste, which is really miserable.
Oh.
You really like the taste? Oh my god,
I
Duncan,
do like the taste.
that is not good.
Duncan.
I like the. I like the taste of energy drinks. They're nice.
Duncan,
It's
you
like a-
monster.
What?
Like
Like a
You
like a
like the
tangy
taste
Coke.
of Monster?
No, I do not like the taste of Monster. That's an energy sin, not an energy drink.
What is your
I
drink
like
of
it.
choice? Is
I
it
like
Red Bull?
it
Is it Boost?
Relentless is my favorite one, especially now that it's generally a pound. But I like Red Bull as well, just fine. Yeah. Not
the only
Boost, I mean,
time
I'm
I
not
ever
trying
drink
to die.
the only time I ever drink energy drinks is when I'm on like an overnight shoot or one that's gone way too long, and every
My
time
life is
I
an
just
overnight
kind
shoot.
of I become the worst person. I'm already the worst person on a shoot. I just kind of like, please just let me do
Oh,
my
no.
goddamn job. Please don't make a joke at me. Please stop talking to me. I hate you so much. And that's the thing. And I regret it every time because I feel like I am dying slightly every time I have an energy drink. Whereas coffee is fine. I don't know why. Coffee, Coke.
I have that with full sugar, like non-energy drinks, but for some reason, energy drinks doesn't have the same effect. For reasons like
Coffee's
absolutely
just
cannot
nicer.
understand.
Like it's that nice hot drink feeling.
Oh, coffee's great. I drink far too much coffee. I drink far much more coffee than I do energy drinks. I only have like an energy drink a week, which is far too many.
No, that seems fine. I thought I got the impression last time we talked about this stuff, back in the pilot episode, that I got the impression you drank a lot of them.
Of energy drinks.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean that's also. I mean, one a week is a lot.
Is
Like, you
it?
should not drink
That
more.
seems fine.
You should not drink. You should drink like one a year as a treat.
Yeah, well,
On Christmas,
I had a
if
guy
you
in my
could.
office. I had a guy in my office who used to have one literally like, every day, at least one every day.
That's
that would
too
be
much.
his morning
At least
coffee.
one. Never have more than one in a day.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
That's wild. Oh,
Really?
That's really upset me.
Have you guys ever been smokers?
Really?
Actually, I'm trying to think like how
Yeah.
many
Sometimes
cigarettes
I
you
have
have a
like
day.
4 before a rugby game.
What?
Wow. 4 Red Bulls.
What?
So,
4 energy
Booker
drinks
T,
before a game.
One of my favorite wrestlers would have
Talkman,
4 cans of Red Bull before a wrestling match.
Jesus
seems
That's
like
Christ.
many.
too much.
Look, it's
What
all
wrestler is
about what
this?
works
He's
for
not
you,
your
and if
friend, Carl.
it- Booker T.
I guess if your heart can process it, but can a heart
He's
process
gonna
that?
be he's running for mayor of Houston. Look, I don't recommend that, but there are times
That's amazing.
where there are certain events where I'll be going for, rugby or trying to do a big presentation where I could have 4 in a night. This is very much based on who I am. Look, it's all about what you know and how your body works, right? So
That's
Yeah.
true, but
I've got that sweet Fitbit telling me how my heart rate works, and I know where there's a comfortable level of what I'm doing and an uncomfortable level.
Where does it
I
get
just try and
uncomfortable for
moderate
you?
that. If my heart rate starts doing 120, I start getting worried.
Okay.
yeah, I think even I think post 100 is like if you're not in a like a cardio situation or like a sporting situation. Yeah, I think above 100 would be not cause of concern, but it's like a
Yeah, before I started taking ADs and I would have anxiety attacks, mostly in supermarkets. It would be a little, oh no, I'm not feeling great. Let's check my heart rate. Oh dear.
Oh no.
I don't know if I told you actually. I took your advice and got one of those sleep tracking apps for my phone.
Oh.
How's it go?
Good.
It says.
I thought you said
it
for your
says,
thumb.
I just open it. It says bad. I don't know. Don't know what that means.
It just says the word bad.
It says the word bad. Just like.
Did we talk about porn addiction?
Sure.
I don't have
Terry
that.
Crews did.
I've never seen a single
did?
porn.
So,
Is that true?
Yeah. I told you I'd never
Yeah.
seen a boob.
Terry Crews,
Oh yeah.
famously
maybe the
seen
most
out
perfect.
as having a crippling sex addiction.
Did he? I missed this. When was
overseas.
this?
Last year?
I think.
Last year, yeah.
So, like, sex addiction is something that's kind of mocked in the press.
Yeah.
If you read reports about how there are young boys claiming to, in their teenage years, claiming to have like their perception of sex warped by how much pornography or materials they may already have ingested by age 14. It does worry me.
Yeah, it's a worrying thing. Why would it not be? I mean, again, I've never seen a porn. The bigger boys tell me that it's disgusting.
I mean, you think about
porn. Like all cards on the table. I have watched, and I watch a lot of porno.
It's right there. It's all free.
I have done since I was since we got broadband in my house, which means probably a decade.
You're younger than me. How old are you at this point?
15, maybe? 15, 16? So, the story that I was 19 years of age, and I was in second year university, and a new story came out that my old maths teacher, who at the time, pretty much was my mentor throughout secondary school, devout Christian fella, he had been suspended from a school because he had sex addiction, and he...
Damn.
I remember reading a news report. He had inserted a peephole into his bathroom at home. So he could dinner guests.
Oh no!
And the news report said when the police investigated his house, they found he had over 10,000 images of adult pornography on his computer. So adult pornography,
Sure. This seems like it's not going in a good direction.
Want to stress, the pornography he was in possession of was legal. So, and the thing that struck me out was the barometer for sex addiction being 10,000 images. So,
10,000 does seem like a lot.
I, in my curious wisdom, decided to compare his hard drive of stuff to mine, and I did a diagnostics check. And at 19 years of age, I had 3 times that amount on my laptop.
Whoa!
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's impressive.
How? That's a time issue at that point.
Also, images. I love the past.
So after that, I looked into the NoFap astronaut community in Reddit.
Yeah.
They were talking about all the health and mental benefits of not watching online pornography and masturbating, and I've largely managed since then.
I mean, those guys are a bit weird. Let's face it. Let's get ahead of that one.
They are. A lot of them talk about it as if by not masturbating you can.
Yeah. Which, if that was true, I would stop tomorrow, even though I never have done it.
I imagine I would burst a blood vessel in my head at some point, like as if I was going Super Saiyan. I would certainly look very anime after a long period of not masturbating.
And there is talk about how frequent consumption of pornography from a young age can not only warp your perception of what is normal, safe, and consensual sex, but it can also warp your enjoyment. There is the as yet unconfirmed belief that too much masturbation can damage the nerve endings in your penis. So therefore, having genuine sex, it can make.
I mean, that's an old school theory, though. That's an
old school theory that has no corroboration. It's not a new thing.
I very hauntingly once heard that it can calcify your entire penis, which is maybe the most distressing.
I had a horrifying fact. If anybody wants to hear my horrifying fact before we get off topic,
go for it.
It's horrifying. It's horrifying. Friend of a friend kind of thing. Is a doctor and has a lot of teenage girls come in with injuries that are consistent with vigorous anal sex.
Oh, cool.
In large quantities. So I think we're talking about kind of how it's warping young people. Like, it very much is. Like, things are expected now that are not fine. Like it's obviously things are fine. Everything is basically table if it's on the table. Don't get me wrong. People feel pressured into things, and it's not good, obviously, especially if you're not to the point where you're kind of being injured, and especially when you've got that kind of prevalence of injury, even from this one anecdotal point.
The term addiction, as I understand it, is when you are so into something, an activity or interest, it starts to impact on your daily life. So the way someone once described it to me is, if you are late to work because you were doing that thing, or you cannot do your job because you were doing that thing, you might be addicted. So
I'm addicted to sleeping poorly.
If you're late constantly because you're hungover and if you're hungover, or you can't do your job because you're drunk at your desk, or you can't go into work because you're on a massive come down, then you might have an addiction. Was the way someone described it to me once.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So I would not say there are positive addictions, because if it's okay to be jogging, but if you're jogging to the point where you're doing your body ruin and harm, that you should probably have a word. So Jamie, just completely scrub what I'm saying out from this bit. This is bad.
No.
No. I like it. I was going to come in with women be jogging, but that doesn't really work. I guess, is exercise addiction a thing? I don't know if I'm addicted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Will Donovan.
That's very true. He won't stop.
I think my big tip about addiction is be ready, be aware of little signs like that. Like, if these things are impacting on your ability to work or to live your life as how you might normally prefer to, and to be open if a friend or a loved one calls you out and says, "Hey, I'm a little bit concerned about how much coffee you're drinking. Oh my god, my ankle!"
Oh shit!
You all right?
Was that from your rugby addiction? I mean,
another tip for Overwatch: if you hurt your ankle in the game, you hurt your ankle in real life. God damn, we're not bossing this anymore, guys. We're not bossing it anymore.
We ran out of topics.
We're not out of topics.
Well, I'm not addicted to anything, so it's very difficult. I don't have an addictive personality.
You're addicted to
You're
tennis.
addicted to dating, you idiot.
Yeah.
That's true. No, that's
I just said that, and Christopher burst out laughing because he knew who I'm talking about.
No, that's just me that's just my crippling hatred of being alone at any point.
That's your need for validation
I'm not sure.
from external sources.
Yes.
Which is a whole nother topic. We'll get around to that when you're ready for it. I think we've reached our natural point. I think we've made some
We're
good,
still in the middle of the game,
ass.
though.
And try to find a way to naturally segue into we're done here. We're done now. I'm bored of this.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like another episode of BROverwatch done to me.
It sure does.
I hope we've all shared something. I've been your friend, your pal, Carl Anker.
I've been your better friend, your kinder pal, Duncan.
I've been your worst pal, Jamie Drew.
And I've been JP. Bye!